Alright, so talk of relocation and expansion of Major League Baseball has been discussed quite a bit the last few years. There is a solid belief that there could be more teams coming. And while there's some strong contenders for that, there are also cities that will never get a team. At this point in time, their chance has really passed, and it's just never going to happen, at least for the long-term foreseeable future. And this is based on a variety of factors that we'll go over in this video. So these are the cities that will never get a MLB team. So first we have Buffalo, New York. Now this is a city that came quite close to getting a Major League Baseball team decades ago. Buffalo would have the first retro classic ballpark ever built in Pilot Field, and it was very big for a minor league ballpark. It could hold around 20,000 people. And Buffalo would have several of the most attended minor league baseball seasons ever in the earlier years of this ballpark. And the ballpark was built in a way that it could be expanded to the size of a Major League Baseball stadium. And because of the success of this ballpark and Buffalo as a minor league market, it would be a finalist in the 1991 expansion decision of Major League Baseball, but only 2 out of the 5 finalists would be selected, and Buffalo would not end up being one of them. This was really the last best chance Buffalo ever had for a Major League Baseball team. The city and metro have lost population since then, and other markets are simply just growing way faster and are way bigger at this point. You got to remember, also what needs to be considered is you would not get the Canadian fans quite like you would with the Bills, because there is a Major League Baseball team in Toronto, while there is not one in the NFL to compete with the Bills. So in this case, really just a city that had a good chance, but that window has long closed now. Next we have Omaha, Nebraska. So this city is well known for being the host of the College World Series. However, don't expect Major League Baseball to be coming to town anytime soon. While there's been some growth here, there just isn't enough supporting population in the surrounding areas for a team there. Even if you included Lincoln, Nebraska as part of the market, it just still wouldn't be enough. The minor league baseball team Omaha does have only fills the stadium to about half capacity on average, and there's really no way MLB would ever risk it here. Next we have Memphis, Tennessee. Now, while Memphis itself is a fairly high population city, its metro isn't particularly huge, being 43rd in the country. Memphis hasn't lost a ton of people, however its growth has really been stagnant for decades now. It's nothing compared to Nashville's growth, which is just exponential right now. Memphis's minor league baseball stadium AutoZone Park did draw fairly well in its early years, however the attendance today is nothing compared to what it was. The AAA Memphis Redbirds only drew just over 2,700 fans a game last season. For a city that is over 600,000 in population, that is terrible. And there's already been a significant capacity reduction at the stadium, which just speaks to the level of demand there is for tickets here. If MLB is ever coming to Tennessee, it will definitely be Nashville and not Memphis. There's just too much growth in Nashville, there's just too much development and money right now there. I've been to both cities, and there's just a big contrast between the two, and I just don't see that changing at any point in the near future. Next we have Jacksonville, Florida. Now this city is kind of on the edge of what would be big enough to have an MLB team, with the 38th largest metro in the country. However, it just won't happen here for a variety of reasons. One, baseball has not been a success in Florida with the 2 teams that it has had there. The Marlins and Rays just do not draw, and after all this, they really would not risk putting a team in a market that's on the edge like Jacksonville. If another city in Florida was going to have an MLB team, it would definitely be Orlando over Jacksonville. Orlando's metro is almost twice the size, and in going to both cities, there's just so much more activity in Orlando over Jacksonville. Jacksonville just feels kind of more like a quiet city. But you also have a bad proof of concept for major pro sports in Jacksonville with the Jaguars. They are well known to have struggled at the gate over the years, and that's only for 8 or 9 dates a year. If you can't even draw for that, then you're not going to draw well for 81 dates a year. So even though it's a somewhat sizable metro, it's just not going to happen. And lastly, we have New Orleans. Now, the Superdome in New Orleans was originally built so that baseball could be played there, and exhibition games were played there. However, New Orleans would lose a lot of people over the years, and its growth just really stopped in its tracks. Its metro is just really far down there in the rankings. It's in the 50s now. The Superdome's since been remodeled so that baseball can't even be played there anymore. And New Orleans is already in one of the most poor regions in the country. And given the heat there, I don't think an outdoor stadium would be a viable option anyway. So you would be talking about an indoor stadium, which would cost even more. And I don't think the desire is very high to begin with anyway. There's just too many other high-growth cities and much better franchise opportunities out there. So those are 5 of the cities that will never get a MLB franchise. Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.